Behind the spectacle lies a far more fragile beginning. On the ground, rain can turn shelter into a trap, and one hunter needs only an opening. Weeks later, survival means knowing when not to move. Then, exactly when to run. The first climb fails. By day 91, the ground no longer wins. To understand that climb, return to the signal that began it all. The peahen studies more than color. She watches control. His true tail is short. It braces the enormous train above it. Then the feathers begin to rattle, turning color into vibration. The ice pots barely seem to move. The rest of the fan shivers around them. It is a performance of sight, sound, and precision. She leaves the brightest bird behind. From here, survival belongs to camouflage. Her nest is barely a nest, a shallow scrape beneath thorny cover. Day 1 begins with a single pale egg beside the forked root. Over later cuts, 3 more follow, 4 embryos, 1 vulnerable clutch. She alone will incubate them, and that means she must also leave them. A feeding break opens the first real weakness in her defense. 1 moved leaf is enough. Egg 1 now shines against dark soil. She restores the cover just as the weather begins to change. The first monsoon drops darken the ground and flatten the nest's disguise. Water stays outside the bowl, but it opens a path along the ground. A male Indian Grey Mongoose follows that wet corridor, straight toward the nest. He needs 1 short lunge. The peahen has 1 chance to block him. The mongoose leaves without contact. The eggs survive, soaked but intact. Then the answer comes from inside egg 1, a tremor. A crack forms outward. The chick, not her mother, must open the shell. Each movement gains only millimeters. Lifted shell, dark gap, then a beak. Hatching is not a single burst. The effort stops, and breathing takes over. Rested for seconds, she turns her head through the opening. At last, the body clears. The shell has done its job. One day later, 4 dry chicks replace 4 eggs. Protection now has legs. Soon, they leave the scrape, following the peahen into leaf litter. She does not feed them. She uncovers opportunities. A ground cricket bolts, and the focal female chick gives chase. Her first strike lands behind it. Precision is still under construction. The second miss drives hunter and prey towards softer ground. Her first catch creates the next problem. 1 foot sinks. Tiny wings cannot fly yet. They can still help pull her free. A time cut reveals stronger legs, darker feathers, and a wider range. The peahen sees movement first. Every chick stops with her. The signal is posture, not rescue. The focal chick presses flat. The same male mongoose passes behind the grass. Close enough to punish movement. Stillness has bought time, not safety. Wind exposes the route ahead. She reaches thorns first. Running works because freezing came before it. Another time cut, longer wings, stronger legs, and a new problem, height. She begins low, testing a route before committing her weight. The log demands balance. One opening wing corrects a wobble. A short hop reaches the stump. Then the first flexible perch. The branch bends. Damp bark quietly removes her margin for error. Her feet slip, but the fall reveals what the growing wings can already do. A controlled landing is not flight. It is the skill that makes flight possible. By the older juvenile stage, the roost tree has become the destination. She can find food alone, but she still reads her mother's route. Recent rain has cut that route with a narrow channel. The run-up is short. There is no room for a second thought. She clears the bank, but the final gap rises straight above her. Her first full launch has power, but not enough accuracy. She falls safely, stands, and changes the launch point. Failure has provided information, firmer ground, a cleaner line. One last attempt before the light disappears. Legs provide the first force, developing wings extended upward. At day 91, she is still juvenile, just finally capable of leaving the ground.